Container gardening dates back thousands of years as our ancestors sought to bring their favorite edible and ornamental plants closer to home and provide desirable plants a hospitable environment to thrive. Today we meet a master in the field of container design. Michael Carr spent the past 2 decades in the business of designing and building beautiful containers for gardens across the U.S. and well beyond. He's traveled the world to find the best partners to build these beautiful creations. His world is an amazing blend of business and artist, and today we have the pleasure of getting behind the scenes to look into the magical world of containers. Your residence and your garden are a display garden of sorts for containers, and
Right.
it's a wonderful way to see all the different ways that containers can play into the landscape, be used indoors, on decks and patios. Let's take a little tour. Michael, I love containers in the landscape. And for me, it's just these fun little pops of color. And it's a great way of elevating certain plants. You know, we see this beautiful arrangement here, ferns, begonias. You know, these would typically be, of course, much lower to the ground. This thing's over 6
Right.
feet tall. And it's a great way of creating these stunning accent pieces. When you're thinking about a container in the landscape that you're going to put into your perennial border, what makes for a great landscape container, say maybe as compared to something that would be on a deck or a patio?
Well, I think it depends on the size of the garden. I put this thing together, about 3 months ago, right? And I knew it was going to be a big garden and whatnot, and I knew I was putting a lot of perennials and stuff in it, which are going to grow a little taller. I just felt like we had to have some statement pieces built in just to showcase it all. I honestly wanted to sow more of the pot here, but over time, this thing is so happy. We water it and we fertilize it like crazy. There's two things when I do pots or to think about pots in the garden. One is, do I coordinate it by color, the same color? And I started out that way at some point in time with whites because whites pop. But then I get throughout the year, I kind of get bored and I want to see these pops of color. So I throw in blues and teals and things like that. To me, it's like a playground.
The world of containers for indoor plants is just exploding, and there's so many options, and it's a totally different world than what it was decades ago. I wanted you to kind of walk us through what's out there, what's available, and what's some new and exciting stuff that you're particularly into right now.
I initially designed bigger pots outdoors and things such as that because that's where the demand was. But over the years, I've had people say, this indoor thing is exploding like crazy and have asked me to kind of come up with some ideas on the indoor containers. And it's been a fun category. I've created with different mediums. I mean, for me, it's basically three things. It's the style, what it looks like, its color, and the type of material. Anyway, I think some of the cooler things similar to this boat, maybe one day down the road it won't be so cool, but right now it's cool, right? But it's a piece that inside somebody's house, neighbors come in or family or friends, it's something to talk about. Right. But at the same time, it's got to be applicable and practical that you can actually grow something in it.